this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back. Today is a really frosty day here where I am in Utah. We're expecting a ton of snow. And so I thought the perfect thing to do would be to come down and work on my Hawaii pictures because it makes me feel warmer, that and my space heater under my table. So today we're going to continue some pages working in my trip from last summer from Hawaii. Let's check out what's on my desktop. All right, so here we are at my desktop, and you may recognize this page. This was the last page that we completed in this album, the last video that I did. And I just wanted to show you the next couple of pages that I put together. These were just a couple of pages that needed to go in, including some memorabilia. And Creative Memories recently had a special on adhesives, and in that special they had a pack of two different sized pockets, special pockets for memorabilia. And so that's what these are. These are the smaller of the two. And I just thought they would be perfect for adding in these maps and a couple of, cool receipts that I kept, and just adding on a couple of those things. I think I need to adjust my lighting or something because I just get a really bad glare sometimes on these pages over here. I apologize for that. Basically, to do this page and the border that's at the top, I just used a strip from Serene Waters, which is what this is right here, and then another strip that I cut in half. So I cut both of them in half and then added them appropriately. And then I had a couple of just half-inch pieces that were just extra scraps from another layout that I just added in for some extra definition, and some circles from another layout that I had that were hanging around, and then just added some flowers that I had punched and a leaf. The leaf is from another embellishment pack from a while ago. You may recognize it if you're familiar with CM. I don't think they're available anymore. Sorry about that. But the punch definitely is still available to make these flowers. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you before going on to our next page that we're going to work on today. And this is the page that we're going to take care of today. So let me get a couple things moved out of the way. Let's see, let's stick those up there. All right, so here we are at day 2. This is my flower for day 2. And we're just going to make a couple of borders for these pictures. These were, this was the first morning that we were there, and then somehow I got a screenshot of our drive that we made out to Aulani, which is the Disney resort that's there on Oahu. And we didn't actually go to Aulani, we just went to that area and kind of drove around and looked at a few things. And that's what these are pictures of. This is the golf course that's there. And this was a map that we found in a storefront of all of the Aulani area. And you can see the man-made lagoons that are out front, which I thought were really cool. So anyway, that's why I took this picture. So these are the photos that we have to work with today, and they don't really need a lot of, fancy paper stuff, but I just thought it would be fun to create a border that would be cute to go along with this. And this is the border that I'm going to do today. This comes from the Creative Memories 101 Scrapbooking Border Ideas and Sketches. And I just thought it would be a really fun thing to do, and it should be pretty easy, provided that you have some of the tools that we're going to use. This does require the flip-flop border maker cartridge, so if you don't have the flip-flop border maker cartridge, maybe just find one that you like that will we'll put a fun design across there that you can see the color that's coming from underneath, because it really adds to the design that we're going to do. Let me show you how we're going to do this. And I'm going to just kind of move my pages out of the way real quick so that we can get down to business. I hope it's warm where you are. It's just chilly here. And you know, by mid-February, I'm kind of over winter. I'm ready for spring. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of done. So anyway, here we go. All right, so we need to incorporate that number 2 flower. I have a couple of mats that I pulled out just to see what I thought might look nice. We'll set those up there for later, and some stickers. I think I'm gonna finally use these stickers today. All right, so you're going to need your trimmer. Let me grab mine. I have my circle punch, the brand new circle punch that we just got not too long ago. I have my, like I mentioned before, my flip-flop border maker cartridge. If you have the one that has just the feet, that would work too, the footprints, or you know, something along that line, something summery. And we're going to use these 3 kind of floral tone-on-tone pages from the Tropic Time collection. I'm going to first off create 2 3-inch border strips using this gold paper. And I happen to have a piece that was 6 inches wide, so I'm just going to cut that in half and use these as my base for the border. We're going to punch these in just a little bit, so just set those to the side. And then really these other 2 papers we are just going to use our punches with. I'm going to grab my border maker system. We're going to punch the outside edge of this gold paper. Just one edge of each of these. So don't get too excited and do both. We only need one edge. And just for fun, I'm going to make this side go the opposite direction. So I just flip my paper over. And then I can make my feet diverge in the middle of my page, just for fun. Alright, so now we've got our 2 borders. We've got our circles, which should, oh, you know what? That was too easy, wasn't it? Can you see? My circle doesn't quite cover the edge of my punch. So I apologize if you've already punched all of those. I'll put a note on the video so that you don't follow my lead in this. But we're going to need to use our custom cutting system instead. and cut a larger circle. So let me find my circles. We'll figure out which one we need. All right, so I believe we're going to need the blue one. Ow, let's see. So I put that down in a channel. Ouch. Wow, that really hurt. I poked myself, not with the blade, but with the post. Went right up underneath my fingernail right there. That really hurt. Okay. Well, let's see. According to my example, it looks like our circles are just meeting in the middle. So that means I need a 2-inch circle. So I'm going to test that and see if by using the blue blade I get a 2-inch circle. I think I do. And actually I have a template in my drawer. I'm just too lazy to get it out right now. So let's see if that's bigger. Just a little bit bigger. Is that going to be big enough? Whoa, just barely. Look at that. I think we need a little bit larger. So I'm going to use the green blade, not the blue one. Green blade, middle-sized template, circle template with your custom cutting system. And I'm willing to bet this one will be perfect. Nice. Okay, they may overlap just a tiny bit in the middle, but I'd rather have them overlap and have more of the circle out here than what I got with this one. That wasn't very much. It just barely covered. So we're going to go with the green blade. Alright, so that means I need to cut a few more of these. So I'm going to speed the video up so you don't have to watch quite so much of this. And I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so now I have 6 of each of these colors of the appropriate size circles. These circles I'll use in another layout somewhere along the line. They'll be fun to incorporate, but for now I'm just going to scoot them off to the side so that I don't get them confused with the ones I do want to use. Okay, so I'm going to just use a little bit of my repositionable adhesive, and I'm going to put that repositionable adhesive on the back of my flip-flops. I know I said I didn't know if I was going to use it, but actually I am, and the reason is because I don't want to mess with trying to put adhesive underneath these. So I'm just going to take each one of these circles, and mindful of the cutout of my flip-flops and the edge of my paper, I'm just going to lay these on here. Now, I want them all to be even, and so what I'm going to do, just to ensure that they are even, is I'm going to go ahead and lay this on my grid, And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the front because we know that the repositionable adhesive will rub off, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and stick it down to my grid so that it doesn't move. And then that way I can make sure that these pieces are even. And like I said, they are going to overlap just a little, but I'm okay with that. So just making sure that every 2 inches I have my circle centered. Over the 2-inch mark and reaching the same place on my grid down here, and then everything will be hunky-dory on the other side when I flip it over. See, a couple of these circles, my blade got caught. I think my blades are getting a little old, but my blade got caught and tore the paper just a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to put that on the underneath side and no one will notice once I have this all put together. So no worries. This one even got creased just a little bit. All right. Popping that back up. We'll take this adhesive off. And actually, I was wrong. We do need one more strip of paper to add to our border. And actually, I missed my coverage on this one, so that's another good reason why I used repositionable adhesive. So I can lift this up. Come on. Oh. One moment. I have part of my flip-flop stuck. Okay. There we go. Let's try this one more time. Move that over. Just to go underneath that one. We're covered. All right. Better. Okay. We do need, as I was saying, an accent strip that's going to go here. And since I'm thinking of using this sticker on it, I'm going to, so I'm talking about this strip right here of decorating paper. So I think since I have so much orange in the sticker, or the orange seems to be kind of dominant, I think I'm going to make this strip from the blue, plus I have a little bit more of the blue available and handy. I could do this back page or the back side of it, but it's just not as dominant and bold as these colors are. So I'm not sure that that's what I want. It doesn't have to be, you know, bright and in your face, though. Maybe it would be all right to go ahead and use that. It would definitely kind of play on the other muted colors in this sticker. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so grab my blue paper, and we're going to cut 2 at 3/4 of an inch. So 1, 2, Let's try that. Yeah, that looks better. All right. Do I want that color with this on it? Yeah, let's go with the darker blue. I like the darker blue. And we don't have a lot of color in our one second. I'm having a day. All right, there we go. My adhesive has run out and then it stuck to my dispenser. Have you ever had that happen? It happens every now and then. But there we go. All right, back in business, as they say. Okay, so this strip is going to go about 1/4 of an inch in from the edge. That actually might be slightly more than 1/4 of an inch, but that's okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, no, you know what, I'm going to save that and I'll do all of that as soon as we're done with this one. So I'm going to grab this sticker. The sticker is going to go right along the edge of this 3/4 inch strip, like so. Oop. I'm actually off just a tiny bit, but oh well. I think that'll be okay. Okay, and then we add one of those fun and fancy stickers or circles, maybe. Could do 2. That would add a little bit of green. And then okay, let me think about that, but we are going to add some embellishing to that. Okay, so I'll fast forward this next part while I put together the second border and while I think about embellishing. Okay, so now we have both of our borders mostly put together. I need to decide on a kind of a focal point, but let's put our layout together and then we'll decide what we're going to add to our border as kind of a focal title, and then what we might want to add throughout the design. We also need to incorporate our 2 for our day 2. So let's I'm going to grab these pages and my pictures so that we can lay this out and figure out where everything's going to go. All right, so these borders could be used on the side like this with our footprints going up, or they could be used on the top of the page like this, with our footprints going both directions. Really depends on the photos that we're going to use and how they lay out. So let me see how I want to put these out. I'm thinking that these are going to go across the top here. I think that's what I want to do. And then just kind of, we're going to do a little bit of a haphazard way here. It looks like I probably need to trim a couple of these because I don't really need all of the car in these photos, right? And some of these could be just trimmed up. So let's do a quick bit of cropping our photos. I'll show you how I kind of decide how I'm going to do that. I like how this lays out, and even with them, you know, kind of overlapping each other, I think it's complementary. This over here, I have a few photos that have things in them that I don't want, like the top of the car here, or the dash. And it's not going to affect the quality of my photo if I just crop that out. In fact, it enhances the quality of the photo because it's less distracting, right? So I might leave the top of the car there because it's kind of obvious we were taking that picture through the car window. This one, I'm going to just get rid of some of that grass. And this one, I'm going to go ahead and crop down just a little bit because we don't need all of that extra wall, right, in there. Okay. I think I'm gonna just crop this one just a tiny bit. And we're gonna crop it from this side because there's a little bit of something from the car in that picture that we don't really need. And we can stick that in there like so. Okay. And we may, you know, put those at jaunty angles also, just so it matches the page next to it. I think I want sunshine is the best medicine. Maybe we'll do both. I'm going to use one of these as my journal box, and we'll incorporate the flower with it. And then we'll put our title right here on this one. Could do it in gold, but I think it'll blend in too much to that, so I think maybe we'll do this one. I'll just crop it. Okay, so grabbing my trimmer out again. Let's go ahead and cut this in half. So this is one of our 6.5 inch by 4.5 inch mats. So I'm just going to crop it at 3 1/4 inches, and that divides it in half. So I have two really cool journal boxes I can use, and I can save that one for another day. I'm going to cut this one in half so that have the sun, and we have One Fine Day, which we could use. And then I'm going to also crop this one. And I'm going to crop this one fairly close since it's kind of large. So I'm just going to use my trimmer. I can see by the arrow that's right here where my blade is going to go. So that helps me know I'm not going to cut the word right off, right? Maybe a larger border would have looked a little bit nicer, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to keep it consistent on all sides. There we go. I'm saving these pieces because you never know when, well, I probably won't use that one, but I could use that one in something. I could use that one in something. These two I should toss because they have writing on the back that's half there and half not. All right, so sunshine is the best medicine. Now I'm going to grab my corner rounder and round these corners just a little bit. Perfect. Okay. I also think I want to cut this sun out. So I'm going to grab, looks like my red blade would probably be the best one for this. And this is just the, this is the middle template again, like I was using earlier, but I'm using the red blade instead of the green one. Come on, go in there, little posts. There we go. Voila, embellishment. And I'm thinking this would be cute because we have lots of blue in several of the pictures, so it'd be kind of nice to pull that and add that to the layout. All right, so keeping our borders across the top, but again, I showed you how you can move those borders and put them different places. You probably could even put them going across the bottom if you wanted to. That would be perfectly fine to do, and I think really cute. But I'm going more for the look of like an awning across the top. So just gonna go ahead and add some adhesive all the way across and on the ends. Center of my page, right along the jeeping. Oh, you know what? Scissors. Where are my scissors? There. They got shoved to the back. Okay, I am going to just trim off the sides of this circle because if you're doing this along with me, you'll note that the edge of the circle does go over just the tiniest little bit. And it really will lay on your page nicer if that is straight. So now it's straight. Making sure the top is even with the top. It's a little lumpy because I have those brochures on the other side, but that's all right. It'll all work out in the wash, as they say. All right, So we're going to put this picture down first. This was our morning of activity. We went and just grabbed some fruit and breakfast sandwich at a snack bar at our hotel. And oh my goodness. So I learned something about the food while we were there. Of course, we had to have pineapple because Hawaii. But the pineapple that you eat in Hawaii tastes different than the pineapple that you eat in the States. I was a little apprehensive because I tend to be allergic, I think, to something in pineapple that we get, the fresh pineapple we get here in the States, because my tongue will break out in little red bumps and it's very uncomfortable when I eat fresh pineapple, or too much of it, I should say. And I always thought that that was just pineapple, but let me tell you, see this big cup of pineapple I'm eating here? Best pineapple I have ever had, hands down. And there's something about it, but the pineapple that you get in Hawaii doesn't bother my tongue at all. Totally fine, and it didn't matter how much I ate. I ate that entire cup more than once while we were there. And yeah, it was just amazing. Very, very yummy. All right, where did my number 2 go? Oh, it popped down on my leg. Okay. Just gonna pop up my number 2 with some foam squares so that it has a little bit more definition. And I may sneak a couple of leaves underneath it too. We'll see how it goes. Just gonna put that down here in the corner. Day 2. Okay, so we've got the first page put together. Now let's put the second page together and figure out where we want these other embellishments to go. This is gonna go, oh, I almost forgot to trim those sides on this one. There's that. And there's that one. And I have little bits. There. Missed one. Okay. Cool. Now let's do this one first, and we'll play around with the angles of these. Got one stuck to my sweater. All right. So maybe we'll just do sort of like this. And then like this. And that will leave us a little bit of room where I can journal in between the photos. and write down all that fun stuff that I told you about at the beginning of the video. All right, now I think this might be too big, but we could trim it down, or we could just use Sunshine is the Best Medicine. Maybe we'll just use Sunshine is the Best Medicine and add it to this side. Then we need something on this side. Where can we put that? Maybe down here? Alright, hang on. I'm thinking. I got another one of those leaves that I used on the last page handy. I've got this cool box of fun things. Let's see what we've got. Deep waters. Oh, we could just add some flowers. How about if we just add some flowers, right? Do have some more leaves down there. But I love this orange. I think that works really nicely on that page. These are the Rainbow Rush flowers. They're embellished, the Rainbow Rush embellishments. So maybe we'll add a yellow. Add those 3 flowers. Maybe we'll leave that one out. Okay. And then we need a couple leaves. These are the Blend and Bloom laser cut greenery. So if you have these in your stash, they should work really well. I had a lot of fun with these. Just pull out a couple. You don't need a ton, you just need a little bit. A little bit to add to the green. Okay. Alright, I think that should be good. Let me just set that over there. And we're not going to use that little guy, so he can go back in there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this down. Oh, I should have pulled out some extra leaves. To go with my number 2 flower over there for my second day. We'll get those in just a second. Okay, so I'm just going to add this sun. Which way do I want to add it? Maybe like this. Sunshine is the best medicine. Really, it is. Now I'm just going to do a couple of flowers on popped up with foam squares. Those of you who have been to Hawaii know how beautiful all the flowers are that are all over that island. Truly amazing. Truly, truly amazing. So just sneaking that leaf in right there underneath to be our trio. And then I really feel like we've got our embellishments, so maybe I'll just add an extra flower up there at the top to go with our sun. And maybe this leaf can go under there, like so. Let me grab another. I think I need another leaf. Let's see. We'll just stick that guy right in there and call it good. That flower put back over there to use another day. So my repositionable adhesive, we're just gonna squeeze this leaf right on in there just to kind of be a background piece to add on. And I think we are done. I like that. I think it turned out very well. We'll journal about the day, and that will be a fun introduction to day 2 of the fun in Hawaii. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this has been inspirational for you and has helped you become inspired to either recreate this in your album or do something similar. And I hope you'll join me next time for another creative moment. Until next time, I hope you have many of those creative moments in your life. Have a great day.